Today is Friday, May the 4th, 2018, and this is Generally Trivial.
The Generally Trivial podcast, current events, interesting facts. Yeah, it's crazy, but still so fun. Like Tinder dates when they all go wrong, and even pop-up Cheeto restaurants.
Welcome back to Generally Trivial, where we're going to take a walk on the lighter side of current events. I am Jeff, one of the hosts here, and today with me I have Jordan.
Hello.
And Sean.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, May the 4th also be with you. It's a packed weekend. I mean, we've got May the 4th. We've got Cinco de Mayo.
Truth.
Free Comic Book Day is also on Cinco de Mayo.
It is.
Heck yes. Be getting me some comics.
And, I'm excited to celebrate Free Comic Book Day and the new movie Sean and I just watched and Jordan hasn't yet. I went to a website to find out. Sean, you said that website was what?
Did Thanos kill.me?
Did Thanos kill.me? Yes.
So I was curious if in this escapade of the movie he murdered me, and turns out he did.
Well, you are unfortunate because I was spared by Thanos.
Well,
Thanos, in his infinite wisdom, knew to spare me.
You are the only important one.
I was also slain, and it says for the good of the universe, which, could probably be very true.
All right, well, today we are going to do a little bit of up or down, a little bit of fill in the blank, and of course, did you hear? Right now, we're going to go into up or down. All right, our first up or down is about the world's first AI mayoral candidate. It's running in a Tokyo district, and it's said to be running on a platform of fair and balanced politics, which I've heard other people claim,
right,
but don't end up that way. But I want to know if you guys are up or down on an AI running for office.
I'm down on it. I would rather have a dog run for office like they do in Alaska or something.
Oh my.
I don't think they run for office. I think they run for checkpoints.
No,
they...
I was going to say, we actually did have the story about the town that had a dog mayor.
Oh, yeah, they did. And I think that would be better than an AI ambassador, public officiant, whatever.
Yeah, I thought that there was something in New Hampshire. But if you have a dog, then your town just ends up boned.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with Jordan. I don't know that I'm necessarily up. I'm going to say up for the sake of argument because I'm kind of in the middle on this. I think it will probably be awesome for like balancing budgets and stuff like that. And I'll probably come up with good ideas, but then it'll probably also be like, oh, well, how do we take care of the dog population, stray dog population?
Murder them.
It'll be like murder the dogs. Problem solved. So... that'll be a little dicey, but...
That just brings up the most amazing movie, AI Mayor versus Dog Mayor.
Dog Mayor has a sanctuary city for all the dogs from AI Mayor's town.
And there's drones coming after them, and everyone's going to watch that on the dog side.
Absolutely.
Actually, that's a really depressing sounding movie.
It
Even
would
if
be
the dogs
depressing.
win,
Right.
We've seen a lot of dogs get put down.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to be up because robots, you're listening to me. I'm on the internet on a podcast, and you're listening to me. I'm up. Be my boss. Don't kill me.
Hail our robot overlords.
Our next up or down is about a fan of the Brazilian soccer club Flamengo. I don't know if they have flamingos in Brazil or not, but apparently they've got a soccer club by that name. And he spent the last year getting their jersey tattooed over his entire torso.
Oof.
Ouch.
He's basically just want to show off how loyal he is to his team.
Yeah.
But are you up or down on this level of commitment?
Down.
Oh, really?
So far down. Yeah. There's
No.
no good reason. There's no good reason for it.
Look, if you're a fan and you want people to know, that's the best way to do it. Because you're going to go to the game anyways and paint your torso, maybe your face. This is just permanent paint.
I'm not that level of fan though. I'm not going to paint a jersey on my torso either.
Man, this guy, he's got it, and I'm so far up on it because.
Well, I also have to go up because Sean, whenever you want to go to the gas station and it's no shirt, no shoes, no service.
You're still not wearing a shirt.
You're not, but is someone really going to call you out on that?
You're wearing your own
Yeah.
painted skin.
Your
When you go
AI
in there-
overlord is going to.
When you go in there to go buy your Hot Pockets
Hot
you know,
Pockets.
or Mountain Dew, I think it's a good idea.
I wouldn't buy either of those things at a gas station. I mean, I would buy Mountain Dew, but I don't drink Mountain Dew anymore. I'd be a little suspect of Hot Pockets at a gas station, though.
That's probably fair. A new handy piece of technology has been released for you to put into your pocket.
A fork.
Yeah, a fork. Yeah. This
Pocket
device
fork.
signs your name for you. It perfectly replicates your own signature, so it's basically like a stamp.
I'd like to
almost.
see it try.
I would also like to see it try. And Sean, if you want to do so, it's only going to set you back $365,000.
Only?
So,
Quinn?
are you up or down on this new portable tech?
I'm down on it because, like, what happens when you lose it and you need to sign a check? You know, now someone has your signature, stamp, signs it,
Signed,
off you
sealed,
go.
approved.
Because now they can open
Signed,
credit
sealed,
cards,
delivered.
they can buy a house.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I'm out. I'm down on it.
that's fair. I'm also down on it, but more because, like, I'm lazy, but I'm not $365,000 to not sign things lazy.
Yeah. That's fair. Last up, a 12-year-old Australian boy got into a fight with his mother, stole her credit card, and went on his own personal 4-day vacation.
Nice.
So are you up or down on getting out of the house?
Pretty sure this little 12-year-old boy decided that he was going to buy a $365,000 signature thing so he could steal his mom's credit card, use it anywhere. So
He's the one that invented it.
for the purpose of just getting out of the house, I think I'm up on it. Everybody needs a vacation every now and then, even maybe a 12-year-old. Maybe he didn't do it the best way, but I hope he had fun.
Where does it say where the vacation was to?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It
What if
probably
he went
does.
to like
I don't have that
Pittsburgh or
information,
something.
but it probably does.
I'm curious about where the vacation was to. If he picked a good location, I'm semi-up. Like, I'm not up on stealing your parents' information and stuff like that. But maybe his parents were jerks. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe his parents were jerks.
I'm
So in
up.
that case, I'm up.
I'm up because I think he's probably going to live a life as a storyteller and, just have all kinds of interesting stuff to tell. People will always want him around.
True. Unless he picked a lame vacation spot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, so he's from Australia. Maybe he lives in Sydney, and he's like, I'm going to Perth, which is like a boat ride across, Be different if he was like, I'm going to go to Hawaii or
Right.
South Korea.
Apparently he flew to Bali.
Good choice.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
there you
up.
go.
I'm up.
That's a good choice. That's probably an expensive flight, too.
Yeah. Oh, he spent a ton of his parents' money.
Yeah, he did. All right, we're going to go ahead into Did You Hear? So, guys, authorities in New Jersey, they think they've cracked the case, and it sounds like they have. But the case is slightly unusual. This is one not of massive importance, but just more something peculiar, which of course we love on this show.
Right.
There was a football field in New Jersey that people kept finding remains and remnants of someone's meal.
Oh, I was like dead people?
No. Not quite that severe. Remnants of someone's meal that were gently dropped on the field.
Pooped.
Over and over.
They pooped on the
They
field.
pooped on the field, yeah.
So these cops crapped the case?
So this one is a story of this high school football field, and they kept trying to figure out who's doing this, and they of course they've got lots of people around the field all the time, but still couldn't figure out who it was. But when they found out who it was recently, it came as a pretty big surprise because it was actually the district superintendent.
Oh, my gosh.
Apparently, after defecating on the field, quote, on a daily basis,
Oh my goodness.
this gentleman now has a new nickname. He is now being referred to as the poopertendant.
Poopertendant. You know that like some middle school kid coined that.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Oh,
definitely.
now he's the pooper intendant.
Yeah, he's being charged with lewdness, littering,
Littering.
littering,
Littering
and defecating in public.
The last one seems obvious.
Yeah.
littering and.
He was granted a paid leave of absence, noting that state law only allows leave without pay in the face of indictments or tenure charges. So he's getting paid to not do his job right now, which is, great for New Jersey taxpayers.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's pretty crappy myself.
Poop joke.
But yeah, so that was just the one I wanted to bring to the table. I think next time you're rushing down the sidelines and about ready to hit the end zone, you might want to check.
Yeah. You don't want to slip. You don't want to slip in that.
No.
It's bad news. Well, speaking things coming out of the end of something,
Oh my gosh.
my story
Here we go.
my story involves an incident in Indiana on I-70, actually not too far from where we live, where
Yeah.
we reside. Some drivers were driving down the road, and they were falling behind a Brinks truck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, someone who I can only assume has now been fired didn't securely shut the door on the
Oh,
back of the
no.
Brinks truck.
What?
And according to the police, hundreds of thousands of dollars fell out of the back of
Oh
this
my
Brinks
God.
truck. And people were naturally stopping and picking it up. There was money everywhere, I guess.
Wow.
Authorities are saying that people can be prosecuted for taking money, but it's not like they have cameras
Right.
everywhere on the highway. So they're basically relying on people to just be completely honest about it and return the
Sure.
money.
I mean, everyone's going to do it.
Right.
Everyone's going to bring it back.
Because you're like, sure, I found $100,000 on the side of the highway, and they have no way of identifying me whatsoever. But I'll just be the nice guy.
Yeah, I'll
take
bring
his
this in.
back. Right. Nobody's doing that. I mean, I might, but. But yeah, that dude lost his job. For sure.
Yeah, he gone. Might be prosecuted.
It wouldn't surprise me. That's a lot of money.
All right, guys. There's a few things that I want to ask you. First of all, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ramen noodles.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
I knew that about you, actually. You always choose mashed potatoes. And
My
gravy.
favorite food.
I want to change my mind.
Nope, can't. Set in stone. You have to eat ramen for the rest of your life.
Out of stone?
Set out of stone, yes.
Okay. I guess I'll deal.
All right, so ramen and mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Did you say and gravy?
Yes.
Oh, okay, mashed potatoes and gravy. And you two have seen the new Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I have not. And if you could be one superhero, what would it be?
Superman.
Ramen noodles.
I like it, set in stone. So there's a man in Japan from the University of Tokyo. He's a professor. And he says that he is now a superhero because of his diet. And this man only eats one type of food, and he's only eating it for the rest of his life. Take a guess what that food might be.
I'm going to go with ramen noodles.
Graham crackers.
You know, ramen noodles wouldn't be a bad guess, but it's not. It's fruit. And he claims, yeah, he only eats fruit.
I expect it to be weirder. I'm
No,
disappointed.
fruit has, in his mind, made him a superhuman. And what he means by that is that since 2009, he's only eaten fruit. And because of that, his body has now adapted. And somehow now, the nitrogen that he breathes from the air is now converted into protein.
Huh.
because he's able to have live healthy.
He's
What?
saying that's doing that, or like science is saying that?
He is saying
Okay,
that.
yeah, that's very different.
He is saying that.
But if the fruit did that for him, it would be a magical fruit.
It could be. Yeah. Totally.
The more you eat.
The more you toot.
Yeah.
And then you end up as a pooper attendant.
So, yeah, he's been eating only fruit. He actually doesn't even drink water. Like, he just relies on the juice from the fruit.
The juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit. Yeah. There's so many different things that have the word fruit in it. He could just...
This is a weird dude. You know, like that dude's on Tinder, and every time he matches with somebody, this is all he talks about. Oh, you're going to get the chicken? You're going to get the chicken.
I mean, if you don't want to be a superhero with superhuman nitrogen translating into
protein
abilities, go ahead, eat chicken.
Yeah, I guess our children will only be half super.
They'll be deities.
This episode brought to you by Zach's Portable Forks.
May the forks be with you. Oh.
The first fill in the blank is about a resourceful driver in Suzhou, China. They have been using a great way to evade getting a parking ticket. She's been placing a fake ticket on her car and renewing the date each day. That way the police would pass her car by.
That's impressive.
Using a fake ticket to avoid a real one is
Impressive.
blank.
I already said it. It's impressive.
Using a fake ticket to avoid a real one is ingenious because it's just really tough to pin her down. Because even if you say that she put it there, she has plausible deniability.
Yeah. Why would I put a ticket on my own car?
Yeah. So it's a great idea.
Using a fake ticket to avoid a real one is sly because you get away with it most of the time.
A 19-year-old in India has managed to fool hospital staff for months, saying that he was an actual doctor simply by wearing a face mask and a stethoscope. Dressing for the job you want is blank.
Dressing for the job you want is ideal. And it seems like wearing a face mask and a stethoscope does the job. So, for those of you who want to be a doctor, now you know.
Get a mask and a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Dressing for the job that you want is cliche for a reason. I mean, when you go to an interview, you should be dressing like you think you should be dressing for that job. So if he wants to be a doctor, he's dressed the right way, hire the dude.
I like that.
Right. Maybe look into the schooling first. I mean, he's 19. I don't think that's going to work out.
But he shows initiative.
Right.
He's got some pluck.
Right.
He's going to work hard.
Right. But I don't know that he's qualified to take a kidney out or put one in.
Hey, some doctors don't take kidneys out. They just transfer nitrogen to protein.
Dressing for the job you want is the key to success in life.
Yeah.
Because it is the only way you're going to get the job you want.
Yep.
But you should probably also have qualifications.
Yeah, dressing for the job you want. Qualified.
For example,
aside from dressing.
in Step Brothers, they went to a janitor's job dressed in a tuxedo.
Jordan never even went to flight school. He just dressed like a pilot.
And they let him fly planes.
Yeah, no joke. I grew out a mustache and everything. It was like, hired.
A soccer fan in Turkey was banned from the stadium for an incident in 2015 and decided to be resourceful in his quest to watch his favorite team play. He rented a crane and had an operator lift him up in the basket to watch and wave the team's flag. Watching a soccer game in a crane is blank.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really cool way to do it. I mean, as long as your team has an open stadium. Now, if your team has a closed stadium, you're not really going to help yourself out very much.
Unless you can find a window or something.
And hopefully you got You wouldn't necessarily need a radio, but some binoculars probably, so you can see the action a little better.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty cool.
Watching a soccer game in a crane is free.
Watching a soccer game in a crane is uplifting
Ha.
because it's going to get you the kind of feeling that few people in the world probably have ever had. Now, granted, this guy actually had the police called on him. They made him come back down. But for that short period of time, he was on top of the world. Dylan McWilliams is either living in a movie or someone placed a hex on him. Less than a year after surviving an attack from a 300-pound black bear, he was bitten by a shark while boogie boarding.
Nice.
Facing the call of the wild is blank.
Facing the call of the wild is dumb for this kid. Stay home, man. You dodged a bullet once. Don't try jumping in front of other ones. It's not what you do.
Facing the call of the wild is making for a good story. But if they ever go to reshoot the film Dances with Wolves,
stay away.
No. Just no.
Don't go to any zoos.
Yeah, no.
Why can't he go to a zoo?
Because he's going to get attacked by something.
But you don't know that.
What were the chances of him getting attacked by a bear and bitten by a shark?
Well, it depends on how many sharks there are.
Probably less of a chance of him getting attacked at the zoo.
Like he goes to feed a giraffe and it just headbutts him. Like he just got headbutted by a giraffe. One monkey threw his feces at him.
Zebra just donkey kicks him.
A rhino impales him to a tree. Facing the call of the wild is brutal. Because nothing else describes being attacked by a 300 bear and a shark at the same time. Less than a year apart.
A 300 bear.
A 300 being attacked by 300 black bears.
300 black bears.
Would you rather fight 300 black bears? Thank you for listening for another episode. We want to remind everybody that there is a pod line available for you to give a call. We also want to remind you that Uranus stinks.
No, really, it does.
Really, it does. It was just found out that Uranus is made of a lot of gases that are the same gases contained into someone farting. So Uranus really smells bad.
Sure does.
So so today we were Jordan,
Revenge of the 5th.
Sean,
Do or do not, there is no try.
and I am Jeff, and we are out.
I was like, can I buy a bag of chips with $5 Bohemian dollars? He goes, no.